Now at 5, weather impact alert days today and tomorrow due to high heat, high humidity, and the threat of more severe storms.
Operation Summer Heat is coming to Indianapolis. I'm Ashton Hackman. The targeted approach by the FBI, focusing on Indy's most violent offenders.
Just a different encounter with an officer in uniform, and that's the kind of engagement and relationship that we want to have with the young people in our community.
Making a stop at a summer camp for young men.
We have the message from the chief of IMPD, who is working right now to help keep our kids out of crime's way.
Plus, the doors are now open in Westfield at a public hearing, giving you the chance to weigh in on a massive construction project. We'll tell you where and what we've learned.
All right, friends, welcome in. We're tracking a weather impact alert tonight for central Indiana.
All that red on the heat index there gives you a warning of what we're dealing with. It is hot across the area right now, nearing triple digits. And on top of all the heat and humidity, we could potentially see more storms just like we had last night ahead tonight.
Which is why you want to be prepared. Angela's tracking all of this from the Weather Center tonight. Angela?
And we're going to start with the heat. And yes, Anne-Marie, like last night, we may end up with some storms. Last night's storms brought tree damage to a lot of locations south of Indianapolis. National Weather Service was out to survey today. Couldn't really find if it was a tornado or straight line wind, but do know across parts of Morgan into portions of Johnson counties, we did have some damage associated with last night's storms. It's hot. It's humid. It feels like 97 in Indianapolis. It feels like 102 in Bedford. Feels like 100 in Terre Haute. Take precautions from the high heat, high humidity, especially during the afternoon and early evening hours when we have that heat at its peak. In terms of severe threats, all in play, not only tonight, but tomorrow night as well. This is somewhat new information from the Storm Prediction Center. Severe thunderstorm watch until 11 o'clock from the northwestern part of our state back through portions of Illinois, portions of Missouri, Iowa, into portions of Kansas. That is a tornado watch. We are under the threat of severe weather. What you see initially, we think some of this will fall apart, but still may end up with a pop-up storm or two early this evening. Then our main line of storms gets here after midnight. I'll talk more about that in a few minutes.
All right, Angela, thanks so much. In the meantime, utility companies right now doing what they can to help you keep the AC going and also save some money.
Indiana Michigan Power is now keeping the power on through the weekend for people at risk of disconnection for not paying their bills.
Duke Energy offers its smart usage option as well as energy spike alerts to help you save some money when it comes to your bill.
Now you can keep track of the storms expected in central Indiana. Our WTHR streaming app is certainly one you want to have.
That's the place where you can stream the radar anytime you want.
And tonight, the spike in heat oftentimes leads to a spike in crime.
Unfortunately, but the FBI says they can count on it. They see it every year, and right now they're rolling out their nationwide summer enforcement campaign. Ashton Hackman now shows us how the feds are trying to get ahead of it.
And the special agent in charge of the FBI Indianapolis office says this is no different from the work they do year-round, but this targeted approach has a local tie.
40-year-old Lamar Browning is the last of the Crown Hill enterprise yet to be arrested. Browning, one of 12 people federally indicted in a notorious drug and racketeering operation on the near north side of Indianapolis. He's wanted for conspiracy to distribute controlled substances.
We have a fugitive who we haven't been able to arrest. He was indicted about a year ago, so he's facing federal charges. And he's been on the loose for about a year.
On the loose and now on the radar, Browning, one of several wanted and dangerous suspects the FBI is after during Operation Summer Heat, the nationwide initiative bringing together federal, state, and local agencies to combat the summer uptick in crime.
We often see an uptick in violence, especially gun violence, and we don't want that to be the normal thing in our community. So when we say targeted, we're targeting the idea that during the summer, we encounter an increase in this problem, and we're trying to diminish it before it happens.
The FBI says it's working alongside IMPD and other local departments to identify suspects and make arrests.
I don't think it's any secret that we work very closely with IMPD and our other partners every day, and we augment them, we supplement their resources. and we partner with them, quite honestly, and it's a great collaboration.
And while the operation targets a range of violent offenders, officials say reducing gun violence remains the top priority.
If we can reduce gun violence, I think we've accomplished our mission.
A mission to target wanted violent offenders during Operation Summer Heat. In Indianapolis, Ashton Hackman, 13 News.
And new just this afternoon, we learned the FBI is now offering a $10,000 reward for information leading to Lamar Browning's arrest. They do warn that Browning is considered armed and dangerous.
Tonight, newly released court docs are detailing the moments before a deadly triple shooting in downtown Indianapolis. Gregory Anderson died in the shooting and 2 other people were hurt. In those court documents, a witness told detectives Anderson walked up to a group of women and started yelling at them very early in the morning on May 24th. The witness said the suspect, Nika Nguyen, pushed Anderson and he pushed her back. That's when the witness says the suspect shot Anderson. Nguyen is now charged with murder and being held without bond. And youth violence is a big topic with Indianapolis leaders and police, and it's one of the big priorities of IMPD. And one of the big priorities is to interact with Indy's young people to help.
So the goal overall is really to curb crime by creating an open dialogue with youth. Today, our Brandon Schaff was there as young boys ages 8 to 17 were able to ask some questions of the chief of police.
Downstairs here at Great Commission Church of God, dozens of young men heard from IMPD leadership who shared a message with them about the importance of responsible decision-making and staying away from guns. IMPD Chief Tanya Terry spoke about the importance of decisions that impact their future, but they don't need to make those decisions alone. At Young Men Inc.'s Summer Empowerment Camp, kids can make friends and learn from mentors who can guide them on the right path. She called on these young men to one day help protect the place they call home.
I want some of you, one day when you get old enough, to suit up and wear this uniform and serve your community. We need people like you.
Terry added public safety is everyone's responsibility.
Every time somebody chooses violence in our community, in my opinion, it's preventable. And when we get ahead of things with young people and teach them the value and the sanctity of human life, the importance of their decision making, and how it starts now.
In Martindale Brightwood, Brandon Schaff, 13 News.
And several kids there today were able to ask the chief a question which she says was important so they can connect and build positive relationships with officers.
Tonight, a man is now formally charged for a hit and run that killed a 6-year-old boy. Tyler Johnson faces 1 count of leaving the scene of an accident resulting in death or catastrophic injury. 6-year-old Jari Spencer was found in the road near Washington and German Church Road Sunday morning. Police believe the crash was an accident, and in court docs, investigators say Johnson remembered hitting something on his way home, but he thought it was an animal and didn't know that he needed to stop. He is due in court tomorrow morning.
Tonight, we learned a young child hit by a car in Westfield has since died. This happened last night around 6 o'clock on Tomlinson Road near East 196th Street. The boy rushed to the hospital in critical condition, but police say he died this morning. They tell us the driver did stay at the scene and is cooperating with the investigation. And a deadly crash on the south side of Indianapolis between a motorcycle and an SUV may impact your drive home tonight. Right now, Metro Police, as a result of this, have closed the intersection of West Sumner Avenue and South Harding. Officers say that intersection will remain closed for several hours tonight while they investigate the crash, which killed the driver of a motorcycle. The driver of the SUV not injured. We'll update you as we learn more about the crash and the road opening.
Happening tonight, it's your chance to weigh in on a massive construction project coming to Hamilton County. So this is State Road 32. It's between Westfield and Noblesville. The plan is to make it 2 lanes instead of 1 and then replace traffic lights with 8 roundabouts instead. Samantha Johnson is live in Westfield right now, where doors just opened for tonight's public hearing. Hey, Sam, what's going on?
Felicia, good evening to you. This is the Prairie Waters Event Center in Westfield, which sits right along State Road 32, which is going to look a lot different when this project is all said and done. You mentioned the doors opened at 5 o'clock just a few moments ago. The presentation will then start at 5:30 with questions from the audience, because INDOT says they want to hear from you, the folks who transport up and down State Road 32 daily, as to what you would like to see as part of this project, because they say it is one thing to look at traffic data, which, by the way, shows 110 crashes in this 5-mile stretch each year. But they say it's another thing to ask the people here what they want as part of this project. Now, one of the properties directly impacted is Big Hoffa's Barbecue in Westfield. There is only one way in and out of their property, and that is State Road 32. So they say they are trying to get ahead of all of this and warn customers now about the upcoming construction.
It is creeping its way closer to us, so we will see what challenges arise as that happens. Hoping that people are willing to stick with it and get over here as best they can.
Now, here's the deal. People are going to find their way to Big Hoffa's, because that has been a staple in this community for 25 years now. The good news is INDOT tells me State Road 32 will remain open throughout the entire construction process, which isn't expected to start for another couple of years. So plenty of heads up here. If you want to learn more, we've got a link on our website. And if you aren't able to make it out to tonight's public hearing, you can submit your comments now through June 26th. Again, that link on our website.
All right, Samantha Johnson reporting live for us tonight. Thank you. We learned today that hundreds of new jobs are coming to Hamilton County with the whopping $169 million expansion of the Fishers District just south of there. It's an 18-acre shopping and entertainment hub that's under development right now. So the mayor of Fishers, Scott Fadness, announced the news earlier today. Sports apparel company JD Finish Line is now moving. Yep, relocating its headquarters to the Fishers District. The relocation is going to add 200 jobs in the upcoming year. The mayor also announced plans for more than 300 apartments and townhomes, as well as the construction of the Fishers Field House. What? A field house? Yes. This is going to become the home of the Indy Ignite Pro Volleyball team. And you know, right now they're playing at the Fishers Event Center. And that field house will also host youth sporting events.
I look forward to watching future Royals, future Tigers, and maybe even future Indy Ignite players compete in this new facility.
So the former Navient site is where the headquarters will be, but for the field house, they're set to break ground on that and the new homes this fall, both expected to open sometime in 28. The Finish Line headquarters will not start until 27.
And proposing a new school referendum.
Why a Hamilton County School District right now is in need of money. We break it down for you ahead at 5:30.
We are exactly a quarter of the way through the WNBA season. What has Stephanie White and Aaliyah Boston learned about this team? It's coming up in sports.
Today was our first 90-degree day of the year. We've got one more tomorrow. When do we get some relief? I'll have a look ahead in your forecast.
Making plans now to strike Iran.
The attacks President Trump is promising from the White House tonight. Next.